fans live for games like this one.
Sports experience. We therefore ask you to refrain from any disruptive behavior, such as fighting, throwing objects, attempting to kill, thwart, interrupt play, or using improper language or gestures. Spectators engaging in such behavior are subject to detention and possible arrest. Please report any violations of these rules to the Manufacturer Security Force Service. We look forward to seeing you at our next home game destination because we'll be giving away a deck of Warriors 15 trading cards to each and every fan. Make sure to get our next home game because that's
Welcome everybody to another presentation of the NBA Live on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Brent Barry and Greg Anthony. We've got David Aldridge reporting from the sideline. Now let's take a look at some of the numbers for Bruce Brown.
And guys, I think the best way to measure his performance these last 10 games is his effective field goal percentage, which has improved, a sign that his game is in much better shape than it was not too long ago.
Let's check out Toronto's starting lineup. We've got Emmanuel Quickly. He's out there with Dick. Olynyk is out there with Barrett. And it's Abaji in at the 4 slot. And for the Warriors, the athletic front court pair, Wiggins alongside Kuminga. Young is out there with Stephen Curry. And it's Jackson Davis in at the 5, roaming the paint. And Young, here we go. Whistle blows, basket is good. So a chance here for a 3-point play. Entering the home stretch of the season, GA, how excited are you for the play-in tournament?
Oh, it's a lot of fun, Kevin. You can go from a 10th seed to making the playoffs. It makes this part of the year that much more entertaining.
MP, one shot.
And you talk about building a legacy. That's MP's mindset, not just for himself, but for this team.
Quickly the pass to Dick. The Warriors pull it in. This, their first look at this year's Toronto squad.
And just couldn't make the most of their meetings last year. Ended up splitting the season series. And I like to see this. They're calling his number early, and he's delivering.
Well, he's going to just keep going now. That's early confidence for him.
And that's exactly what he's looking for, draining the triple.
R.J. Barrett has established himself as a guy who can play a lot of different roles. Brent, a very versatile player.
A versatile player, Kevin, for sure, and the scoring has been there, but I don't think that's what you rely on with R.J. Barrett. You want him to be a complementary player that plays in different positions on the floor to put the defense at a disadvantage. He's that skilled, and he has that ability to grow that way. Like how selfless Quickly was on that play, just creating team offense.
Awesome rewind, courtesy of the AT&T 5G Slam Cam. Here's MP. Kuminga kicks to Wiggins. Floats it up for MP, and it's out of bounds. The Raptors will take it the other way. And making our way toward the finish line, this is a great time to check out the new power rankings. You look at the Knicks. They couldn't hold their position this week, but remain in the top 10.
And I think for Golden State, they've just crushed expectations all season long. Only a few people thought they could sustain this level of excellence, but here they are.
Pass to Quickly. Screen by Olynyk. And that one's good quickly.
Working inside quickly with good spatial awareness, sensing all things around him.
Now Young. Dick defending. And MP with the basket on the assist by Wiggins. And it's 9 points for MP.
Great start for him. 4-4. He could be in for a big game.
Raptors moving the ball around. Dick can't get it to go. The Warriors have gone 4-4 to start, so a nice offensive rhythm to start here. Dick with the steal. Just over 2.5 minutes played here so far in the first quarter. They get it back. For three. The Warriors pull it in, fresh from a win against the Nuggets.
And the difference in that one, the efficiency from range. They really focused on getting good looks.
It looked like the directive in that game was that they wanted to attack, and all that work that they put in on the perimeter turned into a big night from deep.
And with an update from the sideline, let's check in with David Aldridge.
Kevin, the Raptors are rebuilding with purpose. Coach Darko Rajakovic said, "We're doing a good job at the start of this process, selecting the right people that care and are very committed to each other. That's a good baseline to build on." Kevin, slowly, the pieces are falling into place.
David, you're so right. He is great at developing those young players. Looking at who's out there now for the Warriors. Looney's checked in for Trace Jackson-Davis. Green comes in for Jonathan Kuminga. Buddy Hield, he's checked in for Wiggins. And it's Brandon Pajemski in for Stephen Curry. And the defense of this Raptors team, Craig, they are built to switch.
And it's no accident with their roster construction. They like having wings that can guard all 5 positions. Makes defending a much easier prospect.
A nice shot by MP.
What an incredible game so far for MP. He's showing no signs of slowing down.
They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill. And with the pause and the action, let's look at the numbers for MP. And he's as good as it gets from three-point land. In fact, the best percentage that we have in the league.
And his scoring abilities are just so far out of sight. Number 1 overall right now. No one's been able to slow him down or even come close. And that one falls for Hachimura.
Rui Hachimura is one of those guys who you're assured of as putting in the work in the offseason. I mean, his shot has gotten a little bit more accurate, and the confidence that he plays with continues to grow.
Warriors leading by 3. And it's slammed in by Young.
This young kid's got some ups. MP throwing it down.
52 seconds left in the first quarter. Quickly the pass to Abaji. Back to Quickly. Brown outside. Pass to Hachimura. Now here's Quickly. It's good from long range. Quickly's got his second bucket tonight.
And the D has to guard the perimeter just a little bit better, especially when Quickly is hovering around that arc.
Young, good.
Nice answer back there. Love to see the competitiveness.
Yeah, both teams finding ways to the three-point line and trying to take advantage from distance.
And here's Quickly for 3, and it's Looney with the rebound. And here's Hield. He'll bring it up for the Warriors. It's a 5-point game. A three-pointer is right on target. MP's got 22 points.
Yeah, those are starting to add up, guys. Of their last 5 baskets, 3 have been triple.
Pass to Brown. There's the 3. That shot off the mark. No shortage of scoring here at the end of the first quarter. The Warriors on top, up 8. And we've got more action coming your way after this break. And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we've played through 1 quarter of action so far. And from what we've seen so far from the Warriors, how would you grade them?
Hey, why take jump shots when you can get your points at the rim?
Yeah, that worked wonders for them in the quarter. We'll see what kind of adjustments get made.
So the Raptors 5 right now. We've got Chris Boucher. Mitchell is out there with Brown. Then it's Rui Hachimura. And it's Abaji in at the four-man position. And now the latest from our reporter, David Aldridge.
Hey guys, MP in the last game against the Nuggets put on a show. He contributed 51 points and was reliable as ever from distance. Just a fantastic night for him. The guy he wants to have every night, I'm sure. Guys?
And David, he was in attack mode all night long. GA really propelled them to that win.
When he's on, he is on. And there isn't all that much you can do to stop him.
And sometimes you can just look at a guy and you see the confidence that he's playing with. That's what I like best.
Brent, one thing we've seen these days, three-point variance. Can you explain it?
Well, Kevin, who's hot and who's not, that's basically what it comes down to. Look, coaches are going to have strategies against teams. A lot of teams are taking a lot more threes, but on a night where they are knocking down shots that you're willing to live with, that's when you just tip the cap, take the loss, and move on.
Jackson Davis finds MP. Over to the wing. Floats it up for MP. 6 on the shot clock. That one good for 2. Jackson Davis has got the lead up to 13 now for the Warriors.
And Matador defense, that's one of the easiest shots he is ever going to see.
Yeah, feels like Christmas right now, just gift wrapping points.
Now here is Hachimura, trying to claw his way back after a terrible showing in that loss to Phoenix.
His touch from mid-range, that's almost always good. That won't shake his confidence.
With the second effort, kicks it out to MP. Curry outside. Good, and it's MP picking up the assist. Curry's got 6 points.
How many times have we seen this? You give Curry an inch, and that ball's gone.
It's to Abaji, looking to end the run. And again, no good by Toronto. Warriors leading by 16. Here's Wiggins, and Wiggins throws it down.
Oh, he can be such a powerful dunker. Wiggins that time with some force at the rim.
And we're now a little over 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
And Darko Rajakovic calls timeout. He wants to make some adjustments to the game plan, clearly. Changes here for the Warriors. Green, he's checked in for Trace Jackson Davis. Moody comes in for Andrew Wiggins. And it's DeAnthony Melton in for MP. Pretty lopsided game for the first half. Warriors lead by 18. Live from Chase Center, you're watching 2K Sports.
22.
Welcome to the halftime show. And if
you can do everything else, but if you don't take care of the boards, well, you know what I'm going to say.
your goose is cooked, you're in hot water, any of those?
Where were you born, Ernie?
And moving along, a metric for that first half. Love me some metrics. Checking out the top performer on each team. And that is it for halftime, folks. It is back to Kevin Harlan and the crew for the second half.
Well, we've got a second half of basketball for you. We think it's going to be pretty good. A big comeback, though, is needed for this game to be competitive, and it probably has to happen quickly. You look at MP in this one, he's been everywhere.
Definitely been challenging the defense here early on, not settling for anything outside.
And you want these kind of nights where you can start to see those openings before they happen.
Here's quickly the athletic front court pair. Wiggins alongside Kuminga. MP out there with Stephen Curry. And it's Jackson Davis in at the 5 down low. That's the Warriors' 5. Now, here's MP. Floats it up for Young, and the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Wiggins.
That is just a careless turnover. You've got to be smarter in those exchanges.
Raptors trail by 18. With so many years in the NBA, you would think Curry would slow down, wouldn't you, Brent? But he remains at the very top of his game.
I think the best part about what we're seeing with Steph right now, Kevin, is his competitive will. You get to this age, and you get to this stage after accomplishing all the things that Steph has done, and it's still not enough. So let's keep enjoying him while we can.
So it's Toronto now. The Warriors making the shot. Dick finds quickly. Shoots. And he nails the jumper. Quickly's got 9.
Just reliable, guys. He's just always trying to make the right play.
Dick with the steal. Here's Barrett. Wiggins with the rebound.
And a big lead for them on both the scoreboard and the backboard thus far.
And he gets the bucket. And the Warriors lead by 20.
And Wiggins' game continues to evolve. You saw that right there. Good eye movement, found the shooter.
Quickly kicks to Barrett. Toronto working the ball around now. No coverage that time. And that's now 10 points for Grady Dick.
And he's going to punish you if you leave him open. He's more than willing to take the open 3 when he's got it.
Buries it from 3-point range.
Well, the talk at halftime must have been a good one. Right now, 3 straight buckets to start the quarter.
Over to the left wing. And Olynyk kicks to quickly. Olynyk a screen on Curry. Here's quickly. And it comes off the front of the rim. Warriors leading by 20. And another 3 for Golden State.
Bottom line, you need shooters on your team who can space the floor.
Oh, there's no doubt he's a legitimate threat from downtown, and he's demonstrating that in this game.
Dick, that's good.
Not just a jump shooter. Dick can operate inside that restricted area.
And the dunk by MP.
Gives the team such a great element having a 1 guard who can get to the 10.
Certainly something every team wants to have.
Like to see that assertiveness, especially from the guy who's going to orchestrate your offense.
And the timeout called by Darko Rajakovic. He wants a minute here to get things straightened out with his team. Hachimura is checked in for the Raptors. Bruce Brown comes in for Grady Dick. Well, we're into the third quarter, just over 2.5 minutes played. Brown outside. 3-pointer. Warriors with the rebound. And now we've got some time to check in from the sidelines. You got for us, DA?
Kevin, the last few years we saw teams giving up bounties worth of draft picks and trades for star players. But with teams now possessing more roster spots to develop prospects, and about 3/4 of the tradable picks ordered by just a third of the NBA's teams, we may not see so many picks given up moving forward. Kevin?
You're exactly right, David. Something certainly to keep an eye on. Here's MP after Toronto picking up the basket just moments ago.
The defense is far too slow to close out on those 3-point attempts.
Just under 3.5 minutes played here in the third quarter. Now, here's Quickly. He's got 9. And a miss there on the triple.
Yeah, the three-pointer has not been his weapon in this one. He had 1 in the first quarter and still 0 here in the second.
And boy, he's really in a groove. Dominant performance last game. Same thing this time out.
Seems to be nobody standing in his way. No roadblocks for him to get to his spot, capitalize, and continue to be aggressive. I'm not sure who was supposed to be guarding him. Ridiculous laps there defensively.
The 3 from MP. And that one is off. And so it's Hachimura who brings up the ball for the Raptors. They host the Spurs after this one. That game is the first and last of their homestand. And that one is good.
Yeah, Hachimura flexing on the inside now.
Warriors leading by 23. Curry passes to Young. Fires from way outside. Abaji pulls it in.
And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage that time.
On the wing, Brown. And finished off by Brown.
Making the most of the screen. That's how it's done.
And it's in the perfect spot, Greg. Frees him up to get all the way to the bucket.
Really not enough help there. Lack of communication on the backside. He's played a huge role in this game to this point, but it looks like he just wants more. He wants to make sure that this lead holds up.
Quickly looking it over. And it's Brown missing. The 3 quarters of play all in the books. And this one all but over already. The Warriors on top. Oh. And now let's go back to a play from earlier as we show you our State Farm assist of the game.
And the winner today, the big fella here with the sweetest of dimes. What a plus it is to have a post player who's got this ability to find.
You know, anytime a guy's in the post and the teammates know he's unselfish, great player movement can create an opportunity just like that.
And with the fourth quarter upon us, time is running out for this game to become competitive. On the court for Toronto to start the fourth. There's Boucher out there with Hachimura. Then there's Bruce Brown. Then it's Mitchell. And it's Fernando in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. Young's shot is off. The Raptors shooting under 40% all in all for the game. And it's Mitchell missing.
That's a shocker there. Did not expect him to miss from that range. He's got to be shooting close to 60% from there.
Here's Hachimura. Mitchell outside. In the corner, it's Boucher. From outside, off the mark.
Oh, man, you know he'd love to have that one over.
Wasted no time on that one. MP's got 40 points.
And they're getting their points now almost exclusively from the triple. 4 of their last 5 makes are from beyond the arc.
Brown outside. Trying to find Hachimura. Gets it to him. Mitchell wide open. And again, no good by Toronto.
I'm not sure how he finds himself in so much space there. He's kicking himself for whiffing a bit on that one.
12 straight points off of 3-pointers, and the D looks shell-shocked.
The drive by Mitchell. And it's Mitchell with the jam.
Oh, fellas, that was vicious two-hand monster slam.
Guys, I don't think there was anyone who could have stopped him on that one. Took him no time at all on that one. Young's got 46 points.
Hitting pull-ups, that's a great sign in MP's development.
Mitchell passes to Boucher. Back to Mitchell. Puts up a 3. And the rebound goes to the Warriors. Jackson Davis has got 9 rebounds now tonight. And again for 3. Buries his 10th triple of the game.
Unbelievable.
The Raptors have gone just 33% from the field in the fourth quarter so far. They are 2 of 6. And then Mitchell with the dunk.
Now that's the way it's done. Take it up high and throw it down with everything you got.
That's right. He was not going to take the soft approach on that drive. And another one falls. Amazing.
There it is. 50 points for him, and the record is his.
Greg, I'm in awe of his year. Absolutely in awe. To have this many 50-point games is just something most players dream of.
And I feel like every time we've seen MP this season, he's dropped 50 on someone, and now he's got the record. This is a once-in-a-lifetime season this young man is having.
Some changes for Golden State. Kevon Looney is checked in for Trace Jackson-Davis. Moody comes in for Hield, and it's DeAnthony Melton in for Brandon Pajemski. The Raptors have gone 3 of 7 from the floor in the fourth. That's a 42% mark in the quarter. And a deep three from MP. Another three for Golden State. And we'll get a look at how the hustle stat game has been going for the Warriors.
All game long, they've had active hands and really out in the passing lanes. And that aggression on defense has resulted in a ton of steals.
Well, if we add another thing to it, it's about the urgency they've played with. I mean, you look at the eyes of these guys. They're focused, wanting to get up tempo, and that's helped them score on the fast break.
And perimeter scoring, I have to imagine it was a topic of discussion at halftime.
Maybe trying to find a little bit more space and ball movement to get guys open at the three-point line.
Olynyk with it. Shot clock at 5. Back to Dick. A 3-ball. Barrett wide open. He fires. And it's off from three-point range.
Yes, and with this one winding down, it's obvious to everyone who watched it. Just a total mismatch and a true show of strength for the Warriors.
As one-sided as it gets today, you know, there were some dominant moments in about every facet of this game for that team.
Yeah, I mean, Kevin, it's hard to think of what didn't go right for them. Game planning by the coaches, execution by the players, everything was just on target.
Well, in a dominant year where we watched this team battle night in and night out all season long, this will bring their win total to an impressive 69.
And so they'll take the first game of the season series, a team they'll only see twice. They're certainly happy to start it off with a win.
And one of the key components to this victory, if not the biggest, was the incredible performance for MP.
It was tough to cover all game long. One of those nights when he felt like nobody could stop him, and they didn't.
Impressive job by the players, coaches, and don't discount the impact of these fans.
Awesome to see their output tonight, trying to urge their team on. And that can always help. That home advantage of home fans getting you going, fully on display here.
Saw the opportunity to put this away, and you could see the killer instinct take over.
Yeah, up until that point, a competitive game, but once they broke through that barrier, it was all them. Complete control.
Well, you can see it's a matter of pride out there for these guys.
Not always the best scenario, but in this game, pride takes over. You score on me, I'm going to come back and score on you.
Unwilling to let up, even for a moment. That's his killer instinct, just fanning the flame.
Yeah, he's the guy that you want to go to right now, trying to put this one away.
So we see the Warriors taking the game here. It was a tale of two teams tonight, one that was in total control, operating flawlessly, and the other just searching for answers that they could never find.
I mean, the energy here is just so tremendous. Fans involved from the get-go, and once they started to really pour it on, it was fun.